Time now to go inside out with SNY NFL insider Connor Hughes. And Connor, last week Mike White hit the ground running, I guess maybe more appropriately to say throwing, as he completed his first 5 passes and finished 6 of 7 on that opening drive with a touchdown pass. So how important will it be for White to get off to a fast start this week against Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, but actually I'd flip it totally around there, right? I mean, I think what made Mike White so special and so successful against the Chicago Bears is he didn't try to do too much at any point in time. He just played within the structure of the offense. I sound like a broken record saying that, but it really is what he did. He took what the defense gave him. If it wasn't there, he didn't try to force the issue. The Jets have one of the best defenses in the NFL, if not the best defense in the NFL. Let them go out and win the game for you. Then as an offense, just don't lose the game. So I think if Mike White goes into this one trying to do too much, or think about, oh, I scored on the first drive last game, I've got to do it again, or things like that, that's when the Jets are going to get themselves in trouble. So play within the offense, take what the defense gives you, and let your defense win the game.
And the Vikings defense should give them plenty. They're ranked 32nd against the pass right now. And now to the Giants, and the wooing of Odell has officially begun with his meeting on Thursday. It's going to carry over to Friday. The Giants, of course, Connor, are the long shot here. So what does Big Blue have to sell that might persuade OBJ to return to East Rutherford?
I don't know if there really is anything that the Giants can sell, because when you look at this, and you can even, Giant fans, take off the blue lenses just for a second, and you look at this, and you realize that in no way, shape, or form are the Giants the best option for Odell Beckham Jr. The Cowboys, the Bills, the Chiefs, all of them have better quarterback situations. The Cowboys, the Bills, the Chiefs, all of them have better opportunities to reach the Super Bowl. But you know what? Who cares? Because the Giants are the first team that Odell Beckham Jr. is visiting Thursday into Friday. So do whatever you can to get him to stay in New York. I don't care if the other teams make more sense. I don't care if the other teams have better options. It does not matter, because what Odell Beckham Jr. would mean to the New York Giants, even if he is not the Odell Beckham Jr. that left for Cleveland so many years ago, it is so invaluable. He would ignite this fan base, and it would basically be the exorcism of everything that has gone wrong for this team over the last few years. So whatever it takes, if it's money, a guaranteed roster bonus paid out on the 3rd day of next year's league year, whatever it takes, get him here and make sure he doesn't leave.
I wonder how much it'll help to have Sterling Shepard and Saquon Barkley in his ear as well. All right, you mentioned he's not the Odell that the Giants traded to Cleveland. Yeah. So what does he have to offer these teams at this point in his career?
Well, I don't know if the Giants necessarily need him to be the Odell Beckham Jr. that left, right? I mean, certainly they would take that. He was one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the NFL. But the Giants just have a team right now that is lacking a threat outside. And because of that, it's making the quarterback's life harder. It's making the offensive line's life harder. It's making Saquon Barkley's life harder, because all defenses are doing now are stacking the box, selling out against the run, and daring the Giants to beat them another way. With Odell Beckham Jr., even if he is just half of the player that helped the Rams win a Super Bowl, who is half of the player that dominated for the Giants so many years ago, he gives the Giants competence and reliability outside. He still is a pristine route runner who knows how to get open. His hands have not gotten worse at all, even with the injuries. They obviously did impact his hands. So for Odell Beckham, even if he's half the player he would help the Giants and be a big impact player for the Giants. So, I mean, look, it would be helpful.
It would be helpful for the Giants. It would be great for us. We'd get to talk about it night after night.
I hear he sells.
After night.
He does good for ratings.
He definitely sells. Connor Hughes, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.